Hi, this is Karen O'Brien, and I'd like to show you how to kind of create this data using a quick connect method. This is the final product, so I think what I'll do is I'll just remove this layer because we're just going to be rebuilding it. So let me remove the layer. I think we can ignore this message. That's something to do with my system. You might not see that. And then we're going to set up the connection to that so that we can download that data and process it. So here's the connection. It is a WCS server connection that's very easy to set up. So you just go to New Connection, and I just call it 3DEP because that's the name of the data. 3DEP, it's the USGS elevation data. And then you need this URL. So let me grab that URL. Let me see, maybe I already have it in my... Oh, no, I do not. Okay, that's a bummer. Okay, let me grab that. Here, I'll pause the video till I go copy that layer. Okay, here's the URL here. Now you can either pause the video right here or screenshot that or whatever you want to do. And I'll click OK, and then I'll click Connect. Be careful, don't start randomly clicking in here. Just get the one you want, and it's usually this one. You don't really want other ones. And then I will click Add. Okay, so as soon as that populates, you should be able to close this window. You should be basically done with this window. But I don't know why, probably because I'm doing it wrong. This needs to be reconnected to its data source. So I just right click this, repair data source, go down to the WCS and add the connection. What you don't want to do is you don't want to use the other servers because WCS is the server that connects to raw data. The other servers might just connect to pictures of data or something. Then you will uncheck that because you don't actually want to zoom to that layer or view that data. You just want to just connect to it and then get it out of the way. And now what I want to do is I want to use this little, this is a KML file. So what I did was I went to, let's see, I went into another project and I exported the computational domain as a KML file, which is super cool because KML data can be used almost anywhere. It can be used on Google Earth Pro, it can be used on the USGS website, so it's really excellent data. So the KML represents the area of interest, and so that's what we're going to limit our data download to. And so the way that we do this is we right click to this layer and you click Export Save As. And this is, we want to save this as GeoTIFF, and we navigate to the place where we want to save it. And look, it's this one right here, but I don't want to replace this or anything because I'm not going to actually download this. I just want to show you the process. So I'm going to call that to 2, and then I'm going to set this to the coordinate system that I want to use for the project. And then this is important. This goes to that AOL layer, that AOI, area of interest, which in this case is that comp domain. And then once you see that, once you change the project coordinate system, that this gives you that layer resolution, and then you just click OK, and then that will download the data from online onto the map. I'm going to cancel because that takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, kind of depending on your computer download speed. And instead of downloading it, I'm going to load the data that I downloaded the first time that I did this. I don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Okay, which was this guy right here. This was that raw data that I downloaded. Okay, so we'll do that. And what happened, I thought was a little bit odd, and I've done this multiple times, and I've always got this missing little patch of data, which is exactly the size of one of the LiDAR tiles. Maybe, I don't know. Seems like it is. Because I was looking at the other map and the LiDAR tiles seem to be exactly this size. So I'm thinking like possibly at that resolution so whenever you're like connecting to raster data, you are connected to it in an ORV system, which means that the more zoomed in you are, the higher the resolution of the data that you're looking at. So you're actually connecting to sort of different layers of data almost. And so I think what happened is at this resolution, this tile is just missing. So if you zoom in like this and you process the data again, I'm going to right click, export, save as. This we'll call patch. I'll just overwrite this one. Click save, click yes. This goes to the coordinate system, and this goes to the map canvas extent. And then we click OK. Now I'm going to go ahead and let it run and let it download so that you can see the download process. Cool thing about that download process is it doesn't lock your map. So you can continue to work while you're downloading data. So that's cool. All right. Now you can see that we have filled in that hole, but now we have to merge those two data sets into a single raster. Okay. So we'll do that. Very easy to do that. You just go to the raster menu and you go to miscellaneous and you select merge. I'm going to set the file path first, and then I'll select the two layers that I want to merge. So click there, save to file, and let's see. Yeah, we'll just overwrite this one, or just, well, actually, why don't we just delete that one, and then we'll just overwrite, we'll just rebuild it. Okay, then we click save, click yes, and then come back here and we select those two layers. So this one was 3DEP and this is patch, and we click run. And now you can see, now I'll close this, and now you can see that we have a seamless elevation file of that area. Okay, and just zoom to that. Now we're actually finished with these guys. So I'll right click remove, and I'll remove those two layers. And I'm not worried about this. I'm not sure why that's happening. I think it's something to do with the fact that I've got the Flow2D plugin installed, but I'm not connected to a geo package maybe. So now we have this. This is a layer that we can take and use on any of our projects, but it's in meters. So if you're not using the metric system on your project, you want to convert this to feet. That's a secondary raster processor called the raster calculator. And what you do is you pick up the raster that you want to convert, and you double click it, and then you multiply it by the conversion factor. So I click the multiplication, and then I click inside of here 3.28, and then I have to define the file location. So then in this case, again, I'm just going to delete this one because I'll be overwriting it. So I will be creating the elevation foot, and this notes that that's my final map. And the 8736 just tells me the coordinate system I'm using, so I already know that I converted that to the correct coordinate system. Click save, click, well, I don't know, replace or whatever, and then click OK. And now you can see that this is, so now we're finished with this one, and this is our final elevation. So that is just a quick way to get relatively high resolution elevation data. Now if you want better resolution, I recommend that you go get the LiDAR system and download and process the LiDAR files. It'll do a better job with your final elevation. But this one's not bad. It's a pretty good way to do data. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here, and then maybe we'll do the same thing except using the LiDAR data.